From Endicott College in Beverly, Mass., this is Lexington Blue Sox baseball on Local Sports Productions. Tonight, it's the Blue Sox with a record of 7-3-1, fourth in the ICL, taking on the Reading Bulldogs with a record of 6-8, fifth in the ICL. Good evening, everybody. I'm Sam Feely, ready to bring you the play-by-play story as the Intercity League resumes play after getting eliminated in the semifinals of yesterday's Eastern Mass All-Star Classic in a 8-run comeback by the Cranberry League. That was a tough pill to swallow, but back to Intercity League action, and the Blue Sox and Bulldogs going out for the third time this season. And in previous action, the Blue Sox beat the Bulldogs here on June 18th at Endicott 2-0, and then beat them 4-3 at Lexington High on Wednesday, June 28th. And the starter in the June 18th game for the Blue Sox, Kelvin Guzman, threw 6 shutout innings, and he's starting the game tonight for the Blue Sox on the mound, so perhaps advantage Blue Sox as the Blue Sox look to vault into second place in the ICL standings, jump over Andre. We'll find out, but first the starting lineups. First for the visiting Blue Sox, who are in the special Pete Frates jerseys, all with Pete's name and number on the back, as you can see. It'll be Jeff Costello leading it off in right field, followed by Thomas Russo at third. Ross Curley is at short. Jake Wilsey is at second. Alex Wojtek is the DH. Justin Silvestro is at first. Josue Feliciano is in center. John Putras is behind the plate. And Connor Green rounds out the lineup in left field. On the mound, as mentioned, Kelvin Guzman for the Lexington Blue Sox. Guzman, well, they haven't updated his stats to reflect actually the Reading game, but in his other appearance this season, he's now 2-0 in 10 innings of work. His other appearance came against Arlington on June 4th. That was on the road at Arlington at the beginning of the season. So another road start for Kelvin Guzman. For the Reading Bulldogs in the pearly whites, the white jerseys, white pants, and white and red caps, Darren Hartwell is going to lead it off in center field, followed by Mike DiDonato in left. Ryan Wolfsburg is at third. Zach Tallis is at first. Steve Busby is the DH. Chris Bosco is behind the plate. Corey DiLoretto is in right. Kevin Marciano is at short, and Rosario Macidi rounds out the lineup at second. On the mound for the Bulldogs, a man who pitched in the All-Star game yesterday, Colby Morris. Colby is 1-1 with a 3.62 ERA in 19 1/3 innings. He's allowed 16 hits, 10 runs, all of which are earned, walked 8, and struck out 16. He has no appearances against the Blue Sox this season, and last year made actually pitched in all 4 games against the Blue Sox, carried no decisions, and only pitched no more than 1 inning in any of those appearances. Allowed 1 run in 3 1/3 innings of work against the Blue Sox last year. So the Bulldogs take the field for Sunday night baseball of the Intercity League variety. There's one game that's a final tonight. That's been reported anyways. Andre defeated Wakefield 13-5 over at Wakefield High. Arlington and Melrose, all 8 teams are in action tonight. Arlington and Melrose got underway at 4 o'clock, waiting on the result of that game. And Somerville and Watertown, their first pitch was at 5:15 at Victory Field, waiting on the result for that one. So the Blue Sox currently at 15 points can, if Watertown loses, tie Watertown for second in the ICL. A win will have them jump Andre regardless, but waiting on the Watertown result, Watertown could vault into first place themselves if they defeat Somerville, because Wakefield lost and Watertown's currently 1 point behind them. The Bulldogs are at the halfway point of their schedule. They're 6-8, which is not where which is not territory they've been in at this point of the season much in their now 7-year history. So here's Jeff Costello to lead things off for the Blue Sox. Costello started the All-Star game for the Intercity League in right field yesterday. Morris working exclusively from the stretch. And the first pitch at 7:04 is up and away for ball one. We're underway. Costello batting .423 with 7 RBIs and 3 triples. He takes inside, and it's 2-0, and a good hitter's count to start the ball game for Costello. Costello has 3 triples, but no doubles. Don't see that often, as that's fouled into the screen, and it's 2-1. Costello and the other Blue Sox All-Stars that were in the game yesterday had to do a quick turnaround on the wash because these are the uniforms the Blue Sox All-Stars were wearing yesterday. The 2-1 from Morris. Down and away, 3-1. Big cut and a miss. And the count is full. Funny thing is here at this field at Endicott, you've seen all turf fields before, of course, is popped up to the left side. And making the catch is the third baseman Wolfsburg for out number 1.
Now batting the third baseman Thomas Russo.
So one down, that'll bring up Thomas Russo. As I was saying, obviously we've seen plenty of all turf fields in our time in the Intercity League, but this is different as you don't have a painted infield path here. You have the foul lines, but it's all green, and part of the reason for that is this field is used for other sports as well, soccer, field hockey. That's down and away for ball 1 to Russo. Russo, another ICL All-Star starter this year, .478, 4 doubles, 2 RBIs. Scored a team-high 9 runs. And he lines this one down the left field line, but foul. One and one the count. Down and in, 2-1. This is grounded up the middle, and flying. I looked like it was grounded for a second, but Russo is retired on a line out to left. 2 down, and that'll bring up Ross Curley. Ross batting .207 with 2 RBIs, 6 hits, all of which are singles. And that skips away from the catcher Bosco for ball 1. Grounder to the left side, scooped up by the third baseman Wolfsburg, fires on to first. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Colby Morris. After half an inning, Blue Sox nothing, Bulldogs coming up. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. So Kelvin Guzman wearing the high socks, the high Pete socks for the Blue Sox on the mound tonight. We'll face Darren Hartwell to begin the bottom of the first. Hartwell off to a fantastic start. Usually one of the best hitters on the Bulldogs. .395 with 2 RBIs, 15 hits, all of which are singles. And he takes up and away from Guzman, ball 1. And you talk about the Pete Frates jerseys and the Pete Frates socks that many of the Blue Sox are wearing tonight. As the 1-0 is swung on and missed, 1-1. There's another connection here. We're in Beverly, Mass., which is the hometown of Pete Frates, and as you enter campus on one of the entrances to Endicott, you are greeted by Residence Hall that is proudly named Peter Frates Hall. It's a big sign on one of the residence halls there. Great tribute to Pete. 1-2 the count. In fact, the Bulldogs even have Pete's name and number on the back of their warm-up shirts. Swing and a miss by Hartwell, and he is retired for out number 1.
Now batting number 8, Mike DiDonato.
So here's Mike DiDonato, the left fielder, leading the Bulldogs in hitting at .429 with 1 homer and 10 RBIs, also leading the team in OPS at .1062. He's got 2 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run. A little bit of a Johnny Cueto-like turn there from Guzman, and it's strike 1. Wonder if he'll break out the shimmy later in the game, like Cueto does, as that's up and away, ball 1. Grounder down the first baseline and foul, and strike 2. Yeah, the Sunday night shadows that hitters will always, will sometimes have issues with, although they're not as atrocious as, say, like the 5 o'clock shadows on the West Coast on a Sunday night ball game. The 1-2. Up and in. Skips to the backstop, and it's 2-2. Guzman taking his time between pitches. Now he winds and delivers. Breaking ball, catches the outside corner for strike 3. That was some insane late movement. And there's 2 down.
Now batting the third baseman, number 32, Ryan Wolfsburg.
So back-to-back Ks to begin the ball game for Guzman. And here's Ryan Wolfsburg, the third baseman. Wolfsburg is only playing in his 5th game. He's 2 for 12 with 1 homer and 4 RBIs. And he takes up and in, ball 1. That's down and in, 2-0, and the first real hitter's count of the game for the Bulldogs. Guzman winds and delivers. Upstairs, a fastball, 3-0. And that catches the bottom edge of the strike zone for strike 1, and now Wolfsburg will go to work. First baseman Silvestro pretty close to the line. And the 3-1. Down and away, ball 4, a 5-pitch walk, and the Bulldogs have the first base runner of the ball game.
first baseman number 42, Zach Tallis.
So here is the power-hitting first baseman, Zach Tallis. As Guzman takes a long look at first. And we'll check on the runner at first, and Wolfsburg is back standing. Wolfsburg has not attempted a stolen base this season. That's outside, ball one. So 5 of the last 6 pitches outside the strike zone for Guzman after getting 2 strikeouts. The Bulldogs as a team lead the ICL in stolen bases with 23. That's outside as well, 2-0. Bulldogs also lead the ICL in team batting average at .302. However, they are 6 and 8. As the runner goes, the pitch is swung on, miss. Throw down to second is not in time. It might have been in time, but it was dropped by the second baseman Wilsey. Guzman took a few steps towards the dugout and then found out that Wilsey did not have the ball, so it's a stolen base. Two and one the count. Runner in scoring position. And the pitch to Tallis is swung on and missed. Buttress cocking the fire to first. And getting back to, to second rather, and back to second was Wolfsburg. The defensive alignment for the Blue Sox, left to right in the outfield, Green, Feliciano, and Costello. Third to first in the infield, Russo, Curley, Wilsey, and Silvestro. And Buttress catching Guzman. Down and away, full count, with the veteran Steve Busby on deck. Payoff pitch upcoming. Here it is. Fouled into the netting. Seventh pitch of the at-bat upcoming. Guzman has already had to throw 20 pitches. Here's number 21 coming up. Outside, ball 4. So after back-to-back strikeouts, back-to-back walks.
Now batting number 38, Steve Busby.
Here's Steve Busby, who has been a power threat much of his career in the ICL. He used to play for the Reds before playing for the Bulldogs. Down and away, ball 1. Another first pitch ball. It's been a first pitch ball to 4 of the first 5 hitters this inning, including the last 3 consecutively. Guzman delivers. And that catches the outside corner. Strike 1 with a 2-seamer. Infield playing back, outfield playing straight away. Inside, 2-1. Busby batting .333, 3 for 9 with 2 RBIs in limited action this season. And he grounds this one to second. Wilsey comes up with it, fires on to first. In time, the side is retired. So nothing comes of the 2-out walks. And after One complete inning. It is scoreless between the Blue Sox and the Bulldogs. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want local sports productions to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information.
Leading off the second baseman, Jake Wilsey.
Jake Wilsey will lead things off for the Blue Sox, middle third of the order. Wilsey, Wojtek, and Silvestro. And Wilsey takes down and away ball one. Wilsey's getting his first start with the Blue Sox. Came in as a pinch hitter on Thursday night. And smacked a double in his first at-bat, as it's now 2-0. Wilsey, as I mentioned on Thursday, is a product of Tulane University. And he's got an awesome nickname. And I'll tell you about it after this pitch. That's chopped back to the pitcher, Morris. Underhands to first, one down. Wilsey is known by the Tulane squad as the Tiger Slayer because in the span of 3 games over the last 2 seasons against LSU, he hit 4 home runs.
Now batting the designated hitter, Alex Wojtek.
Anytime you can hit 4 home runs in 3 games against a national power like LSU, you know you've got talent, as that is a breaking ball that drops in there for strike 1 to Alex. Breaking ball misses the front door, and it's 1-1. Wojtek batting .294 with 1 homer and 3 RBIs. And he comes up empty at that one, and it's 1-2. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball dove way outside the zone, and Wojtek is down on strikes. 2 down.
Now batting the first baseman, Justin Silvestro.
So I'll bring up Justin Silvestro to try and become the first base runner of the ball game for the Blue Sox. He's batting .217 with 3 RBIs. Morris comes set, and the pitch is down the heart of the plate for strike 1. Morris threw just 12 pitches last inning, although only 6 were for strikes, as that is outside for ball 1 to even the count. Down and in, 2-1 to Silvestro. Silvestro, after a year playing for the Wachusett Dirt Dogs in 2015, came back to the Blue Sox, and as I've mentioned, led the team in RBIs. Didn't miss a beat. was last year with 21 as it swung on and missed over the top. And it's 2-2. Down and away, full count. Josue Feliciano on deck if we get that far. Big gap up the middle for Stroh. And the payoff pitch. And it's a broken bat, and it's grounded to second, slow roller. Mesiti has it, fires on to first. And he is out as they rule Tallis still had his foot on the bag. And the inning is over. Not a popular call as Rick DeAngelis is still in the third base coach's box and is now walking out to have a conference with the base umpire. So 6 up, 6 down to begin the ball game for Colby Morris. And after 1.5, still scoreless between the Blue Sox and the Bulldogs. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow Local Sports Productions on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37. And be sure to click the subscribe button on the LSP YouTube channel.
Leading off the catcher, number 22, Chris Bosco.
Here's Chris Bosco, the catcher, to lead things off for the Bulldogs. In the bottom of the second, 6, 7, and 8 due up Bosco, DiLoretto, and Marciano against Kelvin Guzman, who threw 25 pitches in the first inning, only 12 for strikes, as that is in there for a first pitch strike, 0-1. Bosco batting .415 with 6 RBIs and 7 stolen bases. As that drops in there for strike 2, 0-2. Just getting a piece of that one was Bosco, and it's 0-2 still. 25 pitches in the first inning for Guzman. Meanwhile, Morris has thrown 26 pitches through the first 2 innings. Bosco has 17 hits, only one of them is for extra bases. It's a double. Breaking ball might have slipped out of Guzman's hands there, and it's 1-2. Wide and the 1-2. Upstairs, 2-2. And Thomas Russo is getting some shades out there at third base. Sun is in his eyes, apparently. The 2-2 from Guzman. Breaking ball just missed. 3-2. Had probably broke after it crossed the plate there. And had that late break. 3-2. Another long at bat for a Bulldog batter. And that misses the outside corner, ball 4. Third walk issued by Guzman.
Now batting the right fielder, number 30, Corey DiLoretto.
So here's Corey DiLoretto, the right fielder, batting .333 with 1 double, 1 triple, and 3 RBIs. On the outside corner for strike 1 to DiLoretto. DiLoretto is 1 for 6 this season against the Blue Sox with 1 RBI. And John Puttress out to have a word with Guzman, excuse me. Silvestro holding on the speedy catcher, Bosco, at first. I haven't really seen a catcher with wheels like Bosco ever in my time in the Intercity League. The pitch. In the dirt, gets away from Puttress, and up to second on the wild pitch goes Bosco. He took off at the exact... He had great timing on a great read on that advance on the wild pitch. So 1-1. Now Puttress going to go out and have another word with Guzman. Do they get their signs mixed up? When you talk about catchers with wheels, the only other catcher with comparable stolen base numbers I've seen is Jeff Vigers. He had 21 stolen bases. He has 21 stolen bases in his 6 years with the Blue Sox, including a career-high 7 in 2014. As this is chopped up the middle, it'll be fielded by Curley. Fires on to first, stretched by Silvestro in time for out number 1. But meanwhile, the runner from second, Bosco, advances to third.
Now batting the shortstop, number 3, Kevin Marciano.
Here's Kevin Marciano, the shortstop, as the infield comes in with the runner on third and 1 out. And that's upstairs for ball 1. Yeah, 7 stolen bases for Vigers in 2014, and Bosco already has 7 stolen bases halfway through this season. The 1-0. Another misfire by Guzman, and that's going to prompt Matt Karras to come out to the mound. This is not the start that I'm sure the Blue Sox envisioned getting out of Guzman after a couple of good starts against Arlington and Reading here at Endicott back on June 18th. But Guzman's having a hard time finding the strike zone. He's walked 3 already, issued a wild pitch that allowed Bosco to get to second and then advance to third on a ground ball. And now it's 2-0 to the number 8 hitter, Marciano. Marciano batting .385 with 5 RBIs, and they just issued a free pass to Marciano, so an intentional walk that'll put the double play in order, and it'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Rosario Masidi. Runner goes from first. Puttress fakes the throw to third, throws the ball down the left field line instead. On his way to third is Marciano. That is probably the worst possible outcome the Blue Sox could have gotten there. It's 1-0. So that'll be a stolen base for Marciano and an E2 that allows Bosco to score and advance Marciano to third. And that hit him actually.
Now batting the center fielder, number 6, Darren Hartwell.
So once again, first and third, one out. For Marciano, it's the second stolen base. Lineup turns over for another speedster, Darren Hartwell. Their speed up and down the Reading lineup as that misses for ball one. Hartwell struck out swinging his first time up. Mesiti, no stolen bases this season thus far, as that's outside 2-0. And keep in mind, Guzman is not allowed to hit yet. There's been 4 walks, a wild pitch, a hit batsman. And the error on Putras. First and third, one out, 2-0 the count. That misses down and in, 3-0. And the pitch. Oh, get me over fastball there, 3-1. Up and away. No, that caught the outside corner. I thought that was outside. Wow, so full count. Let's see if they'll send the runner at first, Mesiti here. Grounder to second, fielded by Wilsey onto second for one, onto first, a huge double play. And for all that drama on the base paths in this inning, it ends up being a 4-6-3 double play, and only 1 run scores on no hits, 1 error, and 1 left. After 2 complete, Bulldogs 1, Blue Sox nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at www.lexingtonbluesox.com, facebook.com/LexingtonBlueSox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. "26 pitches, half and half for balls and strikes, 13 and 13 for Colby Morris as we enter the top of the third and the bottom third of the order. Due up for the Blue Sox, Josue Feliciano, John Putras, and Connor Green. It's been 6 up, 6 down for the Blue Sox thus far. Veteran Josue Feliciano steps in, and that's a strike. 0-1. Feliciano batting .125 with 1 RBI. Third baseman Wolfsburg in, and that's an swing to second. Mercedes Fields fires on to first, in time, one down.
Now batting the catcher, John Petras.
So that'll bring up John Petras. Looking for his first hit in 11 at-bats, as he fouls that one away for strike one. Morris delivers, and this is grounded to the right side, fielded by Mercedes, bobbles it initially, fires on to first, and Tallis taps his foot back on the bag for out number 2. So a couple of quick outs here.
Now batting the left fielder, Connor Green.
So here's Connor Green, who is 1 for 6, but with 3 RBIs. He chops this one foul for strike one. Morris looking for another 1-2-3 inning. And he's 1 strike away from it as he gets Green to swing over the top of that changeup, and it's 0-2. The pitch, swing and a miss. 9 up, 9 down for Connor Green through 3. And after 2.5, it is still the Bulldogs 1, the Blue Sox nothing. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Colby Morris, I meant, not Connor Green. Coverage of Blue Sox baseball on LSP continues tomorrow night at 7:25 p.m. when the Blue Sox head to Morelli Field to take on the Melrose Americans. Watch or listen live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on YouTube. So here's Mike DiDonato as the Bulldogs are set to bat here in the bottom of the third. They're up 1-0 without the aid of a hit. 4 walks issued by Blue Sox starter Kelvin Guzman. As that is on the inside corner for strike one. DiDonato struck out looking his first time up. He's 0 for 1. 1 run, no hits, no errors, and 3 men left for the Bulldogs. That catches the outside corner, strike 2. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and nobody left for the Blue Sox. Breaking ball misses high, and it's 1-2. Colby Morris has set down the first 9 in order for Reading. Breaking ball catches the inside corner for strike 3. DiDonato can't believe it. He's set down looking for the second time. And that'll bring up Ryan Wolfsburg, who drew the first of the thus far 4 walks by the Bulldogs, with 2 out in the first. Guzman is already over the 50 pitch mark, 51 to be exact. And he's only through 2 1/3 as that swung I missed for strike 1. Showing a little more poise here. 52 pitches, only 25 for strikes. As this is grounded to the right side, picked up by Silvestro. He'll flip to the pitcher covering, and there's out number 2. So 2 down, that'll bring up Zach Tallis, who drew a walk after a prolonged battle in the first. What is Tallis's theme walk-up music anyways? What is that? I'm sorry?
Game of Thrones.
Oh, it's the Game of Thrones theme. I don't... All right, I know. Shame on me, but... On the outside corner for strike 1. Still looking for our first hit in the ball game, despite the fact that, as you can see, the Bulldogs are up 1-0. Breaking ball misses up and away, 1-1. One. Downstairs, 2-1. Just misses down and away, 3-1. So after being ahead, getting the first strike, 3-1 now. 3 straight balls issued by Guzman. And ball 4. 5th walk of the game issued by Kelvin Guzman. And the Bulldogs have a 2-out base runner. I'm sure Guzman was hoping for a quick and easy, relatively speaking, inning, but now has to deal with Steve Busby, who grounded out to second to end the first. As that's low, 5 straight balls, 1-0. Up and away, 2-0. Guzman needs to find the strike zone, but can't just groove one for a man like Busby, as that's thrown low. Good scoop by Silvestro to prevent it from going up the first baseline. Guzman comes set, and Busby will call time. Excuse me. The 2-0, here it is. Misses inside, 3-0. This has not been Kelvin Guzman's night, even though he's only down 1-0. The 3-0. There's a strike, and it's 3-1. And I think Busby's of the mindset is, keep taking until he can prove he can throw a strike. 3-1 the count. Tallis pretty much anchored to the bag at first. Low, ball 4, another 2-out walk. And that's going to bring Rick DeAngelis out to the mound. And that will do it for Kelvin Guzman. He leaves after allowing just 1 run, no hits, but 6 walks. And we have a pitching change coming to you from Endicott College in Beverly, Mass. This is Blue Sox Baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on Local Sports Productions. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email Sam at localsportsproductions.com for more information.
Yeah, I got it. That's the thing.
So Borja Jones Barasaluthe will take over on the mound for the Blue Sox. Hoping to get out of this 2-out, 2-on jam.
Now batting the catcher, number 22, Chris Bosco.
Borja is 1-0 in 3 appearances with a .91 ERA in 7 2/3 innings. He's allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 of which are earned, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. He's got Tallis at second, Busby at first, and the first pitch to Chris Bosco is a strike, 0-1. Bosco walked and scored what is thus far the game's only run last inning. And the pitch, slider on the outside corner, strike 2. We'll get you the line on Kelvin once the book is closed on him. The 0-2, downstairs blocked by Putty, and it's 1-2. Borja comes set. And the pitch into left field, and this will be caught by Connor Green for the out that retires the side. So Borja retires the one batter he has to face this inning. And after 3 complete, still Bulldogs 1, Blue Sox nothing. This is Blue Sox Baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email Sam at localsportsproductions.com for more information. So the line on Kelvin Guzman, 2 2/3 innings, no hits, 1 run, which was unearned, 6 walks, 3 strikeouts, 1 hit batsman, 1 wild pitch, 63 pitches, only 27 for strikes. And Colby Morris had to wait a little while longer than he's had to this game after a couple walks and a pitching change. He's perfect through the first 3. 9 up, 9 down. And the lineup turns over for Jeff Costello, who popped out to third, his leading off the ball game. Morris only needed 7 pitches to get through the top of the third, and all of them were strikes, as he misses for ball 1 to Costello. Costello, Russo, and Curley due up here in the top of the 4th. And this is driven deep to left field. Back goes DiDonato. It is gone. No, is it gone? No, it's in the corner. Excuse me. It looked like it was gone. And it's going to be a leadoff double for Costello. I thought that was over in the left field corner, but spoke too soon. So there's the first hit of the ball game for either side. And it's a leadoff double for Jeff Costello, his first double of the year. And the first pitch is a strike to Thomas Russo, 0-1. Russo flew out to left, his first time up. He looks to bunt, gets it down the third baseline, but foul, and it's 0-2. So the bunt will be off here. Our first hit of the ball game. And it comes from the team that's trailing. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Pitch up and away. Well out of the strike zone. Russo came up empty. 1 down.
Now batting the shortstop, Ross Curley.
Second strikeout for Morris. And that'll bring up Ross Curley. Roscoe grounded out to third to end the first. Morris comes set, working exclusively from the stretch. The pitch, swing and a miss at a high fastball there for strike 1. Well, a big double down the left field line will invigorate the offense, but can't assume you're going to hit everything now. This is skied foul to the right now to play, 0-2. Costello at second after the leadoff double, the first hit of the ball game. He's got good speed, so anything that drops in the outfield should score him. And Ross reached for what should have been ball 1 and fouled it off. First hit, first base runner is Costello for the Blue Sox. And a good hesitation move and by Morris, and he ties up Ross inside for strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts after the leadoff double. 2 down, and that'll bring up Jake Wilsey. Wilsey hit a comebacker to Morris on a 2-0 count leading off the second. The pitch, Breaking ball misses inside for ball one. Runner goes from second, pitches high and in. The throw down to third is not in time. And Costello gets into third with a stolen base. His fourth stolen base of the season, which breaks a tie with Ross Curley for the team lead. So 2-0 to Wilsey. He was in a 2-0 count his first time up, but was unable to capitalize. Can he do so here? He comes up empty, and it's 2-1. You can see Costello was dancing off of third there. I'm just going to try and break for home, but it's hard to do when you have a pitcher that works exclusively from the stretch. The pitch into left center field. This is going back. It's going to hit off the base of the fence. Is that gone? No, it's a ground rule double, and a RBI double for Jake Wilsey, and this game is tied at 1. Couple of hard hit balls this inning for the Blue Sox. So here is Alex Wojtek with a chance to give the Blue Sox the lead. And the pitch just misses outside, ball 1. So 2 doubles in the inning after the first 9 were retired in order. For Wilsey, that's his second hit with the Blue Sox and his second double. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Wilsey getting a good lead off of second, a good secondary lead, and that is outside ball 2, 2-1. Morris looks at second again, and the pitch into right center field, and that will be caught by the second baseman Masidi for the out that retires the side on a soft liner. But the Blue Sox tie the game on 2 doubles. And after 3.5, we're halfway home. It's the Blue Sox 1 and the Bulldogs 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. You can follow Local Sports Productions on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37. And be sure to click the subscribe button on the LSP YouTube channel. So the bottom third of the order due up here in the bottom of the 4th for the Bulldogs: Corey DiLoretto, Kevin Marciano, and Rosario Masidi. Borja Jones Barasalute out there for his first full inning of work after getting Bosco to end the 3rd, and he misses low, ball 1. Taking over, so Calvin Guzman is off the hook. He gets a no decision. And that's low, ball 2. And now is Borja going to fall into the trap that Guzman fell into. It's behind the leadoff man, 2-0. Misses, 3-0. 6 walks drawn by the Bulldogs against Guzman in 2 2/3. Now they're ahead of Borja, 3-0. Catches the outside corner there with a cutter, and it's 3-1. The wind and the pitch. Into right center field. On his horse is Costello, and that is going to hit off the fence. On his way to second is DiLoretto. He will get into second base with the first hit of the ball game for the Bulldogs, a leadoff double.
Now batting the shortstop, number 3, Kevin Marciano.
So how about that? Both teams' first hit of the ball game coming in the 4th inning as a leadoff double. So here's Kevin Marciano, who was intentionally walked, stole a base in the 2nd inning. So we'll see if Marciano will try and lay one down here as he looks down to Johnny Hayes in the third base coach's box. Borja comes set. And the pitch, he does not square, and it's scolded, picked off the turf by Silvestro, and he steps on the bag and holds the runner at second. So that'll bring up Rosario Masidi, who was hit by a pitch in the 2nd. And he takes on the outside corner for strike 1. Well, Silvestro, as we've told you before, is the Blue Sox super utility man, and can flash that leather at any position. Played every position for the Blue Sox except catcher. As that's up and in, 1-1, which makes you wonder, does he own catcher's gear? DiLoretto still at second after the leadoff double. And the pitch. Masidi squares. He went around. Throw down to second. And they got him. So 2-6 goes the pickoff. And it's 1-2 to Masidi, with the bases empty. Great throw by Putty. Great recognition after the failed bunt. Upstairs, 2-2. The pitch popped up into shallow center. In comes Feliciano, and he makes the catch for the out that retires the side. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. After 4 complete, Blue Sox 1, Bulldogs 1. This is Blue Sox Baseball on LSP. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at www.lexingtonbluesox.com, facebook.com/LexingtonBlueSox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. This is the first of 3 road games in 4 days and 4 games in 5 days overall for the Blue Sox. And the next 2 road games on Monday and Wednesday will both be at Morelli against the Melrose Americans. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 5 men left for the Bulldogs. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 man left for the Blue Sox. Here is Justin Silvestro, fresh off making that fantastic play at first base to lead off the 5th, and he grounds this one down the first baseline to his counterpart, Zach Tallis, but it's foul for strike 1. Stroh is 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. He was one of actually 3 consecutive ground out victims to the second baseman Masidi in the 2nd and 3rd innings. Morris delivers outside, ball 1. Morris has gotten through 4 innings, allowed the 1 hit, struck out 4. Allowed 2 hits, rather. Struck out 4, as that's foul tipped into the mitt of Bosco for strike 2, 1 and 2. Wow, that was on the outside corner. Apparently, I thought that was well outside, but
Now batting the center fielder, Josue Feliciano.
so 1 down. Silvestro is retired as the 5th strikeout victim for Morris, and that'll bring up Josue Feliciano. And Feliciano takes a breaking ball on the inside corner for strike 1. As is a broken back grounder to short. Scooped up by Marciano. No, he can't make the play as it gets into left field. Feliciano's on his horse to second. He is safe. A heads-up double for Feliciano.
Did he touch it? Okay, so E6.
It's actually going to be an E6. My bad, so...
Now batting the catcher, John Petras.
But great heads-up base running by Feliciano. Recognizing the slow reaction by the Reading Bulldogs defense to get to second. So here's John Petras. And he takes on the outside corner strike 1. Feliciano did not stop running when he got to first base. And the pitch is down and away, 1-1. Putty looking for a base hit here to give the Blue Sox the lead. And he comes up empty at that high one, and it's 1-2. Connor Green on deck. The pitch, way outside, 2-2. So strikeout to begin the inning, and then a 2-base error, thanks to heads-up base running by Feliciano. And this is popped up to the right. Tallis makes the catch, 2 down. It looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter, as it's going to be Eduardo Soto pinch hitting for Connor Green.
Pinch hitting Eduardo Soto.
Morris comes set, and the pitch to the newly inserted Soto is popped up. Second baseman Masidi makes the catch, and 1 pitch retires the pinch hitter Soto. So nothing comes of the two-base error. After 4.5, Blue Sox 1, Bulldogs 1. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Coverage of Blue Sox baseball on LSP continues tomorrow night at 7:25 p.m. when the Blue Sox head to Morelli Field to take on the Melrose Americans. Watch or listen live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on YouTube.
Leading off the center fielder, number 6, Darren Hartwell.
So Eduardo Soto stays in the game in left field after pinch hitting for Connor Green. And the top third of the order due up here in the bottom of the fifth. Borja still out there, and he delivers low ball 1. Darren Hartwell is 0 for 2, struck out swinging, and grounded to a 4-6-3 double play. Downstairs, 2-0. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 5 men left for the Bulldogs. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 men left for the Blue Sox. And the 2-0. Into right center field. Back goes Feliciano. This is carrying, and that is going to be off the base of the fence. Hartwell's got speed. He's on his way to third. The throw is going to be cut off before it gets to the infield, bounces away, and eventually gets to Silvestro, but a leadoff triple for the Bulldogs. Darren Hartwell. And the go-ahead run, 90 feet away for the Bulldogs. On a leadoff triple. Here's Mike DiDonato, who struck out looking twice. The infield comes in, and the pitch, outside ball 1. Hartwell with his first extra base hit of the year, that triple. If you can believe that. That's low, 2-0. And this is driven deep to left. Back goes Soto to the track, to the wall. It is gone! A home run for Mike DiDonato. And the Bulldogs reclaim the lead at 3-1. So a triple and a home run in the inning, to begin the inning, the first 2 batters for the Bulldogs. And the Blue Sox bullpen will spring into action.
Now batting the third baseman, Ryan Wolfsburg.
For DiDonato, that's his second home run, and RBIs 11 and 12. As that's low for ball 1 to Ryan Wolfsburg. Low again, ball 2. Well, the 2 strikes that Borja has thrown this inning have been punished. The triple to right center and the home run to left. The 2-0, here it is. That one, Wolfsburg comes up empty on. It's 2-1. Good snap to the outside corner there, and it's 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that is a big strikeout for Borja as he retires a number 3 man. 1 down.
Now batting the first baseman, number 42, Zach Tallis.
There's Zach Tallis, who has drawn 2 walks tonight. As he swings awkwardly at that one, comes up empty for strike 1. Tallis, with his 2 walks tonight, now has more walks than he does hits. He has 6 walks and 5 hits. That's down and away, 1-1. That'll certainly help the already gaudy on-base percentage of .500 that he has. As this is turned inside out into center field, and will get down in front of Costello for a base hit. So he's now even in walks and hits. As more action heads out to the Blue Sox bullpen. 3 of the first 4 have reached here for the for the Bulldogs rather. And here is the designated hitter Steve Busby, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out to second and a walk. That's on the outside corner for strike 1. Well, the Bulldogs would rue the fact that they couldn't punish Kelvin Guzman more for the 6 walks he issued, but they punched a couple of mistake pitches by Borja, and they have the lead again at 3-1 here in the bottom of the 5th, as that's down and in to make it 2-0. So Borja behind another batter. He's been behind, this is the 3rd batter he's been behind 2-0. Allowed the home run to the first one, DiDonato, then came back to strike out Wolfsburg. Gets Busby to come up and swing at thin air for that one. 2-1. Silvestro holding on Tallis at first. Borja comes set. And the pitch. Laced down the first baseline. That is a... wow. The home plate umpire ruled a foul ball. I'm pretty sure that was fair. So a break there for the Blue Sox, but I'm pretty sure that touched inside the foul line. So again, a break there for the Blue Sox. Instead of maybe second and third, 1 out, it's still runner at first with a 2-2 count. Now to Busby. And he comes up empty for strike 3. So here's Chris Bosco to try and prolong the inning after Busby, as far as he's concerned, gets robbed of a base hit. As that catches the inside corner to Bosco for strike 1. Bosco walked to lead off the second, eventually scored the Bulldogs' first run, then flew out to left to end the third. Feeling this will be Borja's last inning of work, as that's downstairs for ball 1, 1-1. Triple and a home run by Hartwell and then DiDonato have given the Bulldogs the 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. As that hits him. So, first and second, 2 out for Corey DiLoretto, who last inning smacked the Bulldogs' first hit of the ball game with a double. As that's laced the other way, foul for strike one. Loretto, I mentioned the double last time up, the first Bulldogs hit, grounded out to short as well in the second. Fouled off, and it's 0-2. Bulldogs, as I mentioned, drew 6 walks against Kelvin Guzman in 2 2/3, but only got 1 run out of it, and on no hits at that. Blue Sox tied the game on a leadoff double by Costello and a double by Jake Wilsey in the fourth. That's 3-1 after a 2-run home run by DiDonato, as that's swung on and missed for strike 3. And the side is retired. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Borja, but again, the 2-run home run by DiDonato gives Reading the lead at 3-1 over the Blue Sox after 5. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Advertising opportunities are available on Local Sports Productions. Get your company's message on air or on localsportsproductions.com for as little as $25 per ad. Visit localsportsproductions.com/advertising or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. Top of the 6th, as Colby Morris is still out there. And he will deal with the top third of the order: Jeff Costello, Thomas Russo, and Ross Curley. Costello had the first hit of the ball game for the Blue Sox in the fourth, was in fact the first base runner, and then eventually came around to score on Jake Wilsey's 2-out double. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, 2 men left for the Blue Sox. 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, and 7 men left for the Bulldogs. This is a little blooper into center field, and Costello is 2 for 3. And with his wheels,
Now batting the third baseman, Thomas Russo.
we'll see if they try to run him and the Blue Sox try to get back into this ball game. Russo 0 for 2 with a fly out to left and a strikeout. Slide step, and the pitch is outside for ball 1. That's fouled away. 1-1. Russo, now would be a good time if you're the Blue Sox are concerned, as far as the Blue Sox are concerned, for his 5th double of the year. And now Morris is going to step off the rubber. Costello hasn't threatened to run yet. And this is grounded past the diving Tallis into right field for a base hit. Costello on his way to third. He will get there standing. Runners on the corners, nobody out.
the shortstop, Ross Curley.
Didn't need to steal a bag there. Here's Ross Curley. Grounded out to third and struck out swinging. The pitch is into right center field. This is trailing a bit. It's going to get down and roll all the way to the fence. Costello can waltz home. Russo is on his way home. Curley into third with a triple. This game is tied. How quickly the tables have turned. Biggest hit of the season, certainly for Ross Curley, and Johnny Hayes going to have a word with Colby Morris. Jake Wilsey to step to the plate. For Ross, those were his third and fourth RBIs of the season and his first extra base hit of the season. Here's Wilsey with the go-ahead run 90 feet away. He fouls it off for strike one. The Tiger Slayer is 1 for 2 with an RBI double. And get this, that was Ross's first career first triple since his first season with the Blue Sox in 2008. And that was in the second game of the season against Wakefield, no less. So it has been a long time coming for Ross's next triple, as that's outside for ball one. There's this, of course, you remember a couple years ago, or a couple years ago, it was, the joke I was making about how Ross had never, oh my, this is laced down the left field line, but he was just out in front of it. And it is 1-2. I was about to make a comment about Ross's home run a couple of years ago now. I said he had never hit a home run with the Blue Sox until he hit it on the very next pitch. And now Wilsey almost does a Ross there. So 1-2 the count. Runner at third, nobody out, infield in. The pitch, low, ball two. Morris with the 2-2, here it is, and that goes over his head. It nearly hit him. Full count as the Bulldogs bullpen is in action. 3-3 our score as Borja's now off the hook. The pitch. Swing and a miss at a pitch that was way down and away, and the bat goes flying to the third baseman, Wolfsburg. He was fooled badly on that slider.
Now batting the designated hitter, Alex Wojtek.
So one down, and that'll bring up Alex Wojtek, who has struck out swinging and lined out to second. Infield still in. And the pitch into left field, and that will get a diving catch. No, it gets away from the left fielder, DiDonato. Ross is tagged just to be safe. He scores. Now the question is Wojtek safe? Did he lose it on the transfer? Wojtek is going back to the dugout, so I guess the ruling is he is out, but it's a sacrifice fly then for Wojtek, and the Blue Sox have the lead. I've never seen, I mean, you see, errors on transfers on, like, ground balls for double plays fairly often, as that's swung on miss for strike one to Silvestro, but I've never seen a catch and then a bobble like that. So bases empty, 2 down. Silvestro bloops this one down the left field line, and this is going to be another sliding attempt, and it is another catch by Donato. He has made 2 spectacular catches on the last 2 batters for the Blue Sox. If it were not for him, the Blue Sox may have another run on the board, but they do score 3 on 3 hits and leave the bases empty. After 5.5, Blue Sox 4, Bulldogs 3. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP. Want LSP to tape or broadcast your team's games? Rates start at just $50 per game. Visit localsportsproductions.com/services or email sam@localsportsproductions.com for more information. So Borja will stay out there for the bottom of the 6th after the Blue Sox afford him a 1-run lead. And he will face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters, Kevin Marciano, Rosario Macidi, and Darren Hartwell. Macidi is 0 for 1, was intentionally walked in the 2nd, and grounded out to first in the 4th, as that is outside for ball 1. Low, ball 2. And Patras is going to have a word with Borja. The 2-0. That misses 3-0, and an exasperated look from Borja, as he does not want the leadoff man to get on base, because Macidi could lay one down, then you turn the lineup over for Hartwell. Get me over fastball there, 3-1. 4-3 our score. That gets in there for strike 2. If you're Borja, you think that should have been strike 3 by now, but full count. And the 3-2. Chopper to short. Charging is Curley. Picks it up. Fires to first. In time! So Ross has the big game-tying triple, scores the go-ahead run, and now makes a nice play at shortstop. So here's Macidi, who was hit by a pitch in the 2nd and flew out to center in the 4th. As that is outside for ball 1. Borja exhales and the 1-0, down and away, 2-0. So Borja falls behind another batter, 2-0. This is the 5th time actually he's fallen behind a batter, 2-0 in 2 2/3 innings now, as that catches the inside corner for strike 1. Fell behind DiLoretto, leading off the fourth 2-0. Then DiDonato. So that misses 3-1. The pitch is swung on and missed. Another full count. With the leadoff man, Darren Hartwell, on deck. The pitch. Up and away, ball 4.
Now batting the center fielder, number 6, Darren Hartwell.
That is the 7th walk issued by Blue Sox pitching tonight. The first 6 issued by Guzman. Hartwell 1 for 3, and he takes ball 1. So another first pitch ball. 1-0 to Hartwell, and he had the leadoff triple last inning, and then came around to score on DiDonato's home run. Throw over to first, and Masidi is back diving. One and 0 the count. And the pitch. That gets on the inside corner for strike 1, 1-1. Borja relieved he doesn't have to fall behind another batter 1-1, but he's still got some work to do. Hartwell and then DiDonato on deck. Throw over to first. And back diving is Masidi. A back-and-forth game. The Bulldogs have led 1-0 and 3-1. Blue Sox now lead 4-3. Way outside, 2-1. Kelvin Guzman was pulled after 2 2/3 innings despite not allowing a hit, but again, he walked 6 and only allowed 1 unearned run. It's been Borja since. He's now pitched 2 2/3 innings. He's allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. Fouled away, and it's 2-2. It's been Colby Morris the whole way thus far for the Bulldogs. Finally got roughed up by the Blue Sox offense in the top half of this inning, with back-to-back singles by Costello and Russo, and then a 2-run triple by Ross Curley, who then came around to score on a bizarre sacrifice fly. Runner goes, the pitch is popped up into left field. Masidi retreats to first. Soto camping under it. Did he make the catch? No, he dropped it! Wow! So more adventures in left field. Instead of runner on first, 2 out. It's first and second, 1 out on the E7. That's the second error committed by the Blue Sox tonight. And Mike DiDonato, who had the go-ahead 2-run home run last inning for the Bulldogs, with a chance to tie or give the Bulldogs the lead again here.
Now batting the left fielder, number 8, Mike DiDonato.
That should have been an easy catch for Soto. After 2 impressive catches in left field and by DiDonato, Soto is not as lucky. And we're going to looks like we're going to have a defensive replacement in left field for Soto. And it's going to be Drew Burgard in left field. So Soto's night is done abruptly. So Drew Burgard taking over in left. And a throw will have to wait going to second as nobody was there to take the throw from Borja. So Drew Burgard, number 15 in your programs, takes over defensively in left field. And this is laced into left field. This will get down for a base hit. Being waved around third is Masidi. The throw to the plate is not going to be in time, and the game is tied. And now Rick DeAngelis is going to come out to the mound. And that's going to be all for Borja, as Matt Karras already visited him. A tough break for Borja. The dropped pop-up by Soto leads to Masidi scoring on the RBI single by DiDonato. So we have another pitching change coming to you from Endicott College in Beverly, Mass. This is Blue Sox Baseball on LSP. You can follow Local Sports Productions on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37. And be sure to subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel on Facebook. New pitcher for the Blue Sox is Bill Christopher. Christopher making his fourth appearance. No runs allowed in 3 1/3 innings, and he struck out 4 in that time frame. Last pitched on July 5th against Arlington. And 1 scoreless inning with a strikeout. So the go-ahead run at second for Reading in the person of the speedy Darren Hartwell. You got DiDonato at first, and Ryan Wolfsburg coming to bat, the number 3 hitter, against Christopher. And Wolfsburg is 0 for 2 with a walk.
Now batting the third baseman, number 32, Ryan Wolfsburg.
We'll give you the line on Borja as soon as his book is closed. He is responsible for the 2 runners on base. Christopher to Wolfsburg. On the inside corner for strike 1. DiDonato now 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. This is grounded down the first baseline, foul for strike 2. Christopher delivers, blocked by Putty, and it's 1-2. Putty have to have a word with Christopher. Figure out what they're going to do on this 1-2 pitch. With the go-ahead run in scoring position. The pitch. Breaking ball misses outside, 2-2. So for Borja, 2 2/3 innings, 5 hits. Thus far, 3 runs allowed, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 1 hit batsman, 57 pitches, 32 for strikes. Grounded to the right side. The diving stop is unsuccessful by both Silvestro and Wilsey. The throw to the plate is not in time. The Bulldogs have the lead. And advancing to second on the throw is Wolfsburg. So Hartwell scores. The Bulldogs have the lead.
Now batting to first baseman number 42, Zach Tallis.
At 5-4. Oh, what a wild game this has been. Still only 1 out. Strike 1 to Tallis. Tallis has reached base all 3 times he's been up. 2 walks and a single. Put another single on the board. He could get a big couple of runs for the Bulldogs. A couple of insurance runs out there in scoring position. But he comes up empty there. 0-2. Christopher comes set in the pitch. Missed high with the curveball, and it's 1-2. Infield in, and the pitch is grounded down the third baseline and foul. Blue Sox took the lead in the top half of this inning with 3 runs on 3 hits, but 2 runs here and have given the Bulldogs the lead back at 5-4. Looking for more. Misses the outside corner, 2-2. It's been Guzman, Jones Barasaluthe, and Christopher for the Blue Sox thus far. It's been all Colby Morris for the Bulldogs. The pitch popped up into right field. This may be deep enough to score DiDonato. The catch is made by Costello. DiDonato comes home, and he is safe! A sacrifice fly for Zach Tallis, and a big insurance run for the Bulldogs at 6-4. And they're going to step on third appeal to see if DiDonato left early, but the home plate umpire says he's safe.
Now batting number 38, Steve Busby.
And now Steve Busby will step to the plate. And big cut and a miss there by Busby for strike 1. So, in the Wolfsburg advanced to third on that sac fly. In the top of the 7th, when the Blue Sox will be down their final 3 outs, they've got Feliciano, Putras, and Burgard due up. The bottom third of the order. Outside ball one to Buzz. So the book is officially closed on Borja. As that is on the outside corner, 1 and 2. Allows 5 runs as Putty tries to frame it there, but it misses 2 and 2. Five runs, 3 of which were earned for Borja. The runs scored by Hartwell and DiDonato were unearned. As this is ground up the middle, through for a base hit. Wolfsburg will score. Oh, they got him! Wow! Wolfsburg was going to score easily, but they threw over the first and got the slow-footed Busby, and the run will not score. Wow! So, the Blue Sox may have a chance here as they retire Busby and keep that 7th run off the board. We go to the top of the 7th. The Blue Sox need 2 to tie. It is the Bulldogs 6 and the Blue Sox 4. This is Blue Sox baseball on LSP.
Now pitching for the Bulldogs, number 27, Jack Theriot.
Okay. You can follow the Blue Sox on the web at www.lexingtonbluesox.com, facebook.com/Lexington Blue Sox, and on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSox_ICL. So some defensive changes for the Bulldogs as we enter the top of the 7th. It'll be Jack Theriot on the mound. Theriot is making his 5th appearance. He's 2 and 2 with a 3.27 ERA. In 15 innings of work, he's allowed 25 hits, 16 runs, only 7 of which are earned, walked 3 and struck out 9. And the new first baseman is Chris Seidel for the Bulldogs. So here's Josue Feliciano as the Blue Sox are down to their final 3 outs. An error by Eduardo Soto on a lazy fly ball to left opened the door for the Bulldogs to take a 6-4 lead. The pitch, Sway thinks about bunting, and he takes a strike, 0-1. Sway is 0 for 2, ground out to second, and reached second on an error by the shortstop Marciano. The pitch looks to butt his way on again, gets it down the first base line. It's picked up by the catcher, Bosco. He throws on to first in time.
Now batting the catcher, John Petrus.
So the bunt for hit attempt is snuffed out. And it'll be John Puttress, who's 0 for 2 with a ground out to second and a pop up to first. And this is grounded to second. Mesiti has it. Fires on to first. 3 pitches, 2 outs. The Blue Sox are down to their final out. And this will be Drew Burgard representing the last chance for the Blue Sox. Burgard came in the middle of the 6th inning to replace Soto defensively. And he takes strike 1. Burgard is the 3rd man to bat in the 9 spot for the Blue Sox. Connor Green started the game in left field and struck out swinging. He was pinch hit for by Soto. And the skies is one to right center field. In comes Di Loretto, and it will be the center fielder Hartwell making the catch. And a wild back and forth ball game is won by the Reading Bulldogs. So in a game that took 1 hour and 58 minutes, the winning pitcher is Colby Morris. He improves to 2-1. The losing pitcher is Borja Jones Barasaluthe. He falls to 1-1. The save goes to Jack Therio. It is his first save of the season. The final totals for the Reading Bulldogs: 6 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, and 8 men left. For the Lexington Blue Sox, 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, and 2 men left. With the win, the Bulldogs improved to 7-8, 14 points, and with the loss, the Blue Sox fall to 7-4-1, 15 points. Our player of the game is Mike DiDonato, 2 for 4, with the game-tying 2-run homer in the go-ahead home run in the top of the 5th that gave the Bulldogs a 3-1 lead. And then he scored. He drove in the tying run in the 6th and came around to score the last run of the ball game for the Bulldogs. So a tough break for the Blue Sox, as some errors in pitching did them in. And the Blue Sox are not yet at the halfway point of the season, but it was a tough one to say the least. So, with that said, this has been a presentation of the Lexington Blue Sox in association with Local Sports Productions, serving Greater Boston student-athletes since 2011. Copyright 2017. Unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of the Lexington Blue Sox or Local Sports Productions is strictly prohibited. Coverage of Blue Sox baseball on Local Sports Productions continues tomorrow night at 7:25 p.m. when the Blue Sox visit the Melrose Americans. Watch or listen live at localsportsproductions.com/live, then stream the game the next day at localsportsproductions.com/on-demand or on YouTube. And be sure to follow Local Sports Productions on the web at www.localsportsproductions.com, facebook.com/localsportsproductions, and on Twitter at LSP37. And be sure to subscribe to the LSP YouTube channel. Once again, the final score from Endicott College in Beverly, Mass. The Lexington Blue Sox fall to the Reading Bulldogs 6-4. My name is Sam Feely. Thanks for tuning in.